Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The EDPS is honored to deliver the epilogue to the conference like it is every year. This time, the first time, this is my duty and my honor to do that. CPDP is 13 years old. And congratulations to Paul, congratulations to Rosamunda, to Dara, and to all the team that has prepared the conference and is leading it for the years. I understand that you registered 1,390 participants this year. That is once again the record. But 13 years of CPDP is also the year where we have the golden jubilee of the data protection law. I don't know if you realize that on 13th of September 1970, the German federal state of Hessen has first adopted the data protection law. Well, it provoked a kind of domino effect. First, it was very slow, but very modest, but then it's rampant all over the world. I just realized today that I didn't read the Thai data protection law, which you can find here in the room. And we have taken for granted that Europe is always the leader, always a vanguard in the whole process of dealing with the law and the standards for the data protection in the world. That might be true last 50 years, but it's not necessarily true for another 50 years. You know better than me that federal law in the United States is growing discussion. It's a growing point for the lawyers, for the data protection community. And what about India? This spring, we may have a situation where India will adopt the draft law which is just one article shorter than GDPR. There are some more similarities, but definitely this is not copy and paste exercise. That's something different. And at the same time, the same Indian government is working on the rollout of one of the biggest, or not the biggest, surveillance program in the world, which is connected with Aadhaar, but it's much more than this. So this is the race to the top as far as the data protection is concerned, and race to the bottom if we think about pervasive surveillance technology. This is a kind of schizophrenia that we live in. And I'm not going to go back to the trivial examples that I was giving to the conference about the hotels using facial recognition systems. I'd like to say that this is also the example of the systematic control that can be used in some provinces of China, but unfortunately also in some places in Europe. And we have seen this week AI as the main word that we were using, the main word that we were describing, or as it was said by Professor Van de Horst, all sophisticated technologies which are not the blockchain, but blockchain was the buzzword last year. And facial recognition is the meme inside this meme. The number of data protection authorities, including my own one, now echoes the call which is visible both in the civic society, in the newspapers, in the mainstream TVs, and even among the tech giants to have the moratorium or even outright ban for the facial recognition in the public spaces. We are currently at the kind of surfing on the crest of the techlash. That might feel intoxicating for these people who are here at this conference, talking about the freedoms, talking about the rights, talking about the threats that we are dealing with. And change is coming. The status quo is not a viable option. But digital sovereignty will be pointless if we just replicate the same unsustainable, toxic business models of surveillance that we used so far. So what can we then expect? Well, the year 2020 is also the year when we have the anniversary of the death of Eric Arthur Blair. Eric Arthur Blair is, of course, Orwell. And Orwell's Animal Farm, I remind you that at the end of the book, the animals cannot recognize if their revolutionary peaks are actually better than those farmers, tyrannical farmers they had displaced before. So now let's start the new decade, and let's start it with some new optimistic point of view, the new optimistic approach. My authority on 19th of March will reveal the strategy for another 5 years. But I'm going to give you some hints about the strategy right now, and also starting from the fact that tomorrow we have the new year in the Chinese calendar. That's the beginning of the year of a rat. Rat is a nice animal in China. It's smart, it's demanding, it's realistic, it's clear, it's adaptable. It also does not tolerate mistakes. And my authority wants to use the word rats, but I will give the other option as well, but word rats as the abbreviation of our goals. So we want to be reliable, reality check. From this year, we need to stop dealing with the abstractions like artificial intelligence and start to talk about the precise procedures, precise way of processing that we are dealing with, that are affecting the people or the groups of people, and especially those that are the most vulnerable. A like action. We have to start to prohibit, to ban the activities which are against the law, which are against the rules that we have. Fines are important, bans are important as well. That's why I'm happy that we already, happy is maybe not the right word, but I'm proud that when we need, we use ban also as the tool for the EDPS. Then T like tools. We need the new tools. The new tools as far as software is concerned and as far as the organizational and legal tools are concerned. And finally, S like sustainability. Surveillance is not sustainable for human sanity and for the social cohesion, but it's not also sustainable for environment. And the Green New Deal has to deal with minimization of the data as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make 2020 the Data Protection Golden Jubilee and the Year of the Rats. But if you don't like rats, just make an anagram, add M for modern, and we will have smart. I want to have smart authority, smart EDPS. Thank you for listening. I wish you all safe journey home, but first stay here and let's take those who made this conference operable. Paul.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's always important and for us as a community, and I don't want to abuse the us, but to see how our European data protection supervisors use this scene to set out their strategy and share with us, share their vision with us. And I'm so proud of having enjoyed the presentation of this EDPS as much as I did with the presentations of all other supervisors. There are differences in style, and these differences are pleasant because they complement each other. But the quality and the authenticity is the same. So thank you for the speech you gave, and of course thank you EDPS for all the support. This small concluding remark part is about who made this possible. I'm the only one who jumps on stage once in a while, and there are questions about this secret organization behind CPDP. I'm going to show you some slides to clarify who we are. We are, first of all, a lot of people that want to make this conference a success, and I thank all the people behind the logos, as I do every year with the pride that I have every year, and I fight for every logo, and I'm so happy because I enjoy with this logo game. I also make sure this is a genuine place where all stakeholders meet each other, and I think on that point we do not fail. Behind the organization, there is a scientific community that is interested in these kind of exchanges. It is a scientific community that is present in several of the 85 panels, because the call for panels is usually responded by a large number of universities from all over the world. And there are several universities that work with us in a more structural way, and they're all here. So who's CPDP? It's a platform. In the difficult meaning of that word, it's difficult to grab and to bring it back to one person or one organization. We do not like branding. There's a community at work, and this platform is ever evolving. But I'm always happy with some stability, and universities have that one feature. They're more or less stable. So thank you for this. Thank you, Western culture and global culture, that universities have found their place in it. This is probably the most relevant to begin with. These are the people that are the core of the programming committee. Paul, Rosamunde, and Dara have been mentioned. Imge and Diana, Magda and Sarah are amongst the people, together with the extended programming committee people, Andrew, Luca, Dennis, Malavika, Ronald, and Omer, that think along with us. Imge has, I mentioned her briefly, but she has an important role as a daily coordinator, and that is, but apart from that, this is the group of people that is important for us if we look for the right parties to engage with and so on. And then when the call for panels go out and we get the first reaction, a lot of younger people, and there aren't also young anymore, unfortunately, but they still look very young, step in to help, and the panel organizers know the people that are assigned to them, and these people loosely coordinate this conference and remind the panel proposers that if they want a panel, they should propose something, and that if they propose something, it should be a little bit detailed, and so on. So it's a learning process, and these people are becoming very diplomatic and effective in obtaining results from people that have many other priorities, but do want to have great panels. So Istvan, Alessandra, Caterina, Olga, Alina, René, Gian Claudio, Anna, Sayedi, Emily, Andres, you are all, I don't know where the bottom is to go back, but you are all very, very much important to us, and I hope that I can continue to rely on you, and if not, thank you. And then there are the people from MediCongress and CREATE that have helped us. It's Els, Laurent, Sophie, Astrid, Gilles, who is behind, and who is the man who loads the PowerPoints, Alex and Marnix. They are people that enjoy working for this conference, and they're always amazed about this audience. And I hear this also from the other people at Area 42. They deal with many conferences, but this one is exceptional because it's a disciplined audience, and they go to panels and they listen. So that is the amazing thing. If they look at us, they find us amazing. We actually like panels, so what is wrong with us? I think, so we're a very dedicated audience, and these people respect us as much as I respect them. So we need hug them when you see them because they like you. And so then the food, we make a point out of that food. I'm allergic to bread and many other things coming from the north of Europe. So Koen and Jordan make sure we have hot meals, and I hope you appreciate it. We are very proud of Thierry. I don't like his picture, but he was the person making a lot of noise in the other building with DJing and live radio streaming. Karen is the one who will send you an invoice, so be nice to her, or we send the police back to you. And Nick is the person who made this booklet the beauty it is. I hope you appreciated the booklet. I hope you appreciated the length. Some of us are getting older, and we needed a bigger format to be able to read it. But and I hope you have discovered the flipping side. We're as proud of this, which contains the panels, as of this side that contains all these side events. And some of you are keen readers of the side events, and most of you have found the way to the party yesterday evening. And I all got to know you better from in this in another light, in the disco bar light, and you looked beautifully yesterday. So, we have a scientific committee. It's a critical committee. They are always there, and every Friday we have a lunch, and there are a lot of good ideas, and quality insurance is the top of their priority. We want these panels not only to be representative in terms of positioning, but there needs to be a learning process. AI has proven to be a catchy one. For some, it can be an excuse to hide behind a regulatory language that nobody understands. And so we have to watch out with the buzzwords. But I think overall, this almost all panels have done well in communicating messages and different views on this topic. So, but thank you, Scientific Committee, for being there, being critical, and I promise to follow up on all the criticisms that I got Friday at lunch. Luckily, there was wine to make it a little bit. So this is perhaps good to know. We want to have you back. It will be on the annual Data Protection and Privacy Day, the Thursday, the 28th of January. I know for some people of the community that might be a problem of being here, but we are testing out the 3rd week or the 4th week or the 5th week of January, and now we're trying out this week. Again, there's a call for panel and a call for papers. This is a newcomer. Lots of people like what we do, and we found a strong Brazilian partner that could guarantee the do's and the do-nots of CPDP. We like gender diversity, disciplinary diversity, and geographical diversity. And we, of course, love Spanish and Portuguese. So that was an evident blend. CPDP Latin America it's there. It's on the internet already. So Google it. Or search for it. I'm sorry, but it's a good one. And the website is beautiful, and I'm, of course, very interested to see how that works out. We have strange experiences with getting people from these foreign countries over. We can't always give them the platform they deserve because of the intensity of the transatlantic discussions, but also the EU discussions. And we will see what comes out of this. And I think beautiful things will come out of that. So check it out. And this is the final thank you. You have been very nice to me, and as a way of recognizing this, I would say let's go and have a drink next door. Thank you, and see you back.